I wanted to leave you with one more thing about some of these trees. The greatest pollinizer you can possibly ever have, sorry, not pollinizer, pollinator, are bees. And, I wanted to start farming bees on my own so that way I could, let some of them pollinate my trees. But the bees will come to you. That's one thing I'm learning. I don't know if you can see that one, but there's a bee right there. It's flying around. Anyway, they will come to you. They've been all over this tree. They have been all over my lemon, and my lime, the tangelo, and then the tango mandarin, and of course the blood orange, and my rare red grapefruit. I don't know if they've been around the pomegranate, but they will come to you. In case you're wondering, and even some of the worms will just come to you as well once you start putting different amenities in the soil. I was once told that you don't need soil. You don't really need amenities in Arizona. You just need compost and native dirt. Good drainage. My drainage isn't horrible. This was full a few minutes ago, so it was like all the way to the top. So it's not horrible, but it's not, I don't know if I would call it fantastic, but I've been using different things to make it more drainable. You can put rocks on the bottom of your hole. That helps with drainage. I know people use lava sand and lava rock in their different soils. You can till your soil as well. I'm sorry, not your soil, but you can till your ground as well. But there's various different things you can do. Or like what I'm doing here, mulch. Sometimes you have to pay for it, sometimes you have to go out and find it. Believe it or not, pretty much all this mulch except what's in the trees was free. The mulch in the trees I paid for. Seamus, once again. And the rest, people just, they had too much. And they're willing to let me have some of it. So but keep that in mind. It will break down, and it will create a healthier soil for you. This right here is these are squash. I don't think I ever actually showed it to you, but you can see little flowers growing. There's a watermelon back here. I have a lot of grass that I need to get rid of. Grass tends to fight with your trees, and that's definitely something you don't want. You don't want competition for your trees. You want them to be able to get whatever nutrients they can get and thrive. If you have any questions, just go ahead and ask me in the comments. I know I'm starting out small right now. I think the most views I've had on one of my videos is 4, which is still awesome to me. I'll take 4 over 0. And I know when I'm watching some of these videos that other people are posting, or when I watch them, I should say, there's questions I have where I'm thinking to myself, well, what about this, or what about that? So if there's something I'm leaving out, or something that you feel is important to you, just ask, and I'll respond, either on comments or in a video. Sometimes, from what I've seen, it's better to respond via video rather than just reading something. I'm the type of person who needs to see stuff sometimes instead of just have things answered to me. Something interesting about this tree here, I think it's an Italian pine or something like that, but it was dying. As you can see right here, it doesn't look very good. But I put some compost around it, and I've been flooding this area. And if you look, it has new growth on it. I just noticed that right now. So I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I'm a professional planter or grower. I am still learning, just like some of you are. And I don't pretend to know everything. I really don't. I do have a bit more knowledge than other people. No, let me rephrase that. I do have some knowledge more than other people because I have done research. I did the research after the fact in some instances, but I've gone out and met different successfully growing people within the planting and tropical community. So Seamus O'Leary, Greg Peterson, Jay Behringer, Alex, who works at Tropical Mango, I don't know his last name, and Alan, who's at Queen Creek Tropicals. They've all given me great advice, and I've listened to various different advice that's been given to me, and so far so good. You know, they all run a business, and in order to run a successful business, you have to know what you're talking about. So don't be afraid to ask. Don't be afraid to research. Ask questions. Questions are the if you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm pulling this grass out, feed it to my tortoise. But questions are the best way to gain knowledge that you don't have. It's always good to have questions, and it's never bad to ask. A lot of these gentlemen, the ones I just named, they're always very eager to share and very eager to spread their own knowledge. Some are more patient than others, but don't take it personally. Don't get offended. All these gentlemen are prestigious in their own ways, and sometimes you like what you hear, sometimes you don't. And look, new growth. See, these are the things that maybe it's a good thing I'm doing these videos. I've already noticed 2 new growths in trees I didn't notice before. But you can tell on citrus trees what's new growth and what's not, or maybe any other tree. The leaves do look different. So this right here, this is what the leaves used to look like. You see how tiny they are? You see how small they are? Very, very small, very, very tiny, right? And now look at these. Look at the new growth. Look how big and glossy and just gorgeous. You know, I should show you the old leaves as well on that trifoliate, the trifoliate orange. Here, I'll take you over there real quick. Oh, this is a present for my mom. I gotta put it back where it was. The wind blew it away. So this actually had me really excited. Oh, here we go. Look at how tiny these leaves are right here. I don't know, can you see? Okay, look at that. Look how small. This is how big the leaves were initially on this tree. And I for the life of me, I couldn't figure out what kind of tree it was, because I'm like, why are these leaves? See, look, like, why are these leaves so tiny? These are old leaves. These are leaves that were here. I don't know if you can see this. I can't see it because I'm using my phone and it's bright. Anyway, these were the leaves that were on the tree. Maybe, when did I cut this? February or so? January maybe? March? Probably February. But look at, you have to excuse my language when I'm excited. I go back to speaking poorly. Look at this old, now, look at the new growth right next to it. See the difference? Oh, I can't see it. Oh, I'm blocking it. Anyway, I think you can see it. You see the difference in this and in that? That's the difference in nutrients and making sure that you're pruning the tree properly and feeding it. I gave this tree worm compostings and worm castings and compost. And just look how big these leaves have gotten. I think in one of my older videos, it does show what the tree used to look like. And you can see a huge difference in the both of them. And I just think it's fantastic just how far that tree has come. I am very fond of that tree. As you can see, I'm fond of a few trees. I think I'm fond of all my trees. I love my trees. All right, so I think that's it, and have a good day. All right, bye.